What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Autobot Sketch of Gaming with Said, and I'm here with my boy Hamby Plays Games. And you're probably seen part 4 of this already, about Minecraft Survival Island. We're doing it 2 different ways. His, you're going to have in-game audio of me and him talking and conversating on nerd stuff. We're still going to do that now. But I'm going to do like a podcast like I do on my drawing videos, and I think that's better because we can focus on what we're talking about instead of building and trying to get killed by creepers and stuff. But thanks for the support that y'all are giving Hamby on his videos. I haven't really gotten mine up yet because, like I said, I had surgery, so it's a little bit harder for me to edit like I used to. And yeah, man, I was like Hamby. I was watching this documentary last night. For some reason, I got so fucking interested on Bohemian Rhapsody, like the meaning behind it, and I'm like, nobody really knows the meaning and the behind it, and I'm kind of like puzzled. I was wondering, did he know when he wrote Bohemian Rhapsody? Did he know he was sick? Like, did he know he had AIDS, or was it like a metaphor for that a lot of people didn't know, or was it just a song that just popped up in his head? Because Freddie Mercury is a great songwriter. He's a great singer. Like, to this day, I believe if he would have lived and he never caught the bug, he would, like, most of these R&B stars would be getting their songs written by him.
He, you popped into my channel yesterday when I was streaming, and you talked about this link, and I checked it out, which is amazing. It's a BBC special. You can check it on YouTube. But and thank you so much for sharing that, dude, because I'm a huge Queen fan. I even said it last night. I was like, yo, he was so ahead of his time.
Did you know he was from Africa?
So ahead of his time.
No, he was from Africa, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Tanzania or whatever that shit's, how you pronounce it. It's in Africa. I found that out last night too because I was watching the second documentary they had. I think it was Days of Our Lives or whatever, with the Queen or whatever, how they started the beginning and stuff like that. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, check Google or type in on YouTube Queen, the story behind Bohemian Rhapsody. I told Hammy about it, and it was a good documentary, man. I watched it all the way through. Learned that Freddie wasn't always gay. He was battling his sexuality, so he was a little bit different from the other guys in the group. He did date girls, so don't think he was always gay. And the new manager was actually gay too. The one that
he was Elton John's manager. Yeah. Yep.
But let's talk about the Spider-Man, man.
Oh, Spider-Man joining the MCU. Well, and vice versa, because the news came out last night, and it's been leaked because of the Sony hack that happened last fall. Yeah. It's been leaked that Sony was in talks with Marvel, and that in the hacked emails, it looked like everything was squashed. But when that hacked emails came out and the news was talking about it, all of a sudden, the higher-ups at Sony were like, what do you mean this is squashed? This is not squashed. Like, this needs to happen, and it did. They finally came to an agreement, and it sounds really positive. Basically, Amy Pascal, who's now stepped down at Sony, is going to be the executive producer on the Spider-Man movies at Sony, and Kevin Feige from Marvel, who's been the mastermind behind the scenes of Marvel's motion picture dominance since they came out in the mid-2000s, they've agreed to team up to bring Spider-Man to a Marvel movie and Marvel characters to Spider-Man movies in Sony. And what this means is, and not to talk too much over Sketch, what this means is back in the 90s, Marvel was having problems.
No,
they were going bankrupt, and they had to sell some of their properties off
I don't mind
intellectually
because,
to
multimedia. You know more about, even though I'm a Marvel fan, I'm more knowledgeable about certain characters. You're more knowledgeable about Marvel in the whole. Now, it's Transformers on the other hand. But go on,
what happened was Marvel sold the rights to Spider-Man, not in the comic books, but on the big screen. They sold the rights to Spider-Man to Sony. They also sold the rights to the X-Men to Fox. They sold the rights to the Fantastic Four to Fox. They sold the rights to Daredevil to Fox. They sold the rights to not Ghostbusters, Ghost Rider. Anyway, point being is over the years, as movie companies have stopped making certain movies, like Daredevil as a property, once a couple few years had gone by, Marvel was able to reabsorb some of these properties. But X-Men and Spider-Man have actually been successful enough that Sony and Fox don't want to give those up, and Fantastic Four, for that matter, since there's a Fantastic Four movie on the way from Fox. But this is a huge, groundbreaking deal, man. Marvel and Sony teaming up, and it sounds like Spider-Man's going to come to a Marvel movie that's already in the works. The idea being is it's going to be Captain America Civil War.
Right.
He'll be introduced in a Marvel movie, which they're thinking Captain America Civil War. And then he will then have his own movie, and on the flip side, Sony is going to be able to use Marvel Universe characters as well. So even though we're talking Marvel characters, they are being done by different studios, and it's in different universes, and blah, 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 blah. And it also is different from the comics anyway. This is huge. It's a big deal.
I mean, shit, look, Marvel's already planning to do a Sinister Six movie. Why not give...
Well, Sony was. Yeah, Sony was.
Well,
yeah,
but, I mean...
You know, in the comics, let's just geek out. Let's just geek hard right now. In the comics right now, you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a huge movie last year, huge success, big surprise. But in the comic books, Venom,
right.
a Spider-Man villain,
right.
the Venom suit is now on, I think it's Flash Thompson, a Spider-Man character, and he's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He is now he's a galactic character.
So...
Because, yeah, the Spider-Man suit, the Venom suit, is an alien symbiote. So...
Well, yeah.
And it just gets people, all of a sudden people are like, oh my god, could you imagine if Venom is in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, that people are going crazy, man.
But the thing about it, though, like, the story behind Venom, like, Venom really didn't... I don't really consider Venom a bad guy. It's just that, he killed he really killed, back in the day in the comic books, he really killed, like robbers and stuff like that. He would eat their brains. He was a brain eater. So.
He was more of a tragic hero, like a Punisher, like a vigilante. But the Venom suit, the alien symbiote, is typically a more villainous creature, and then whoever the human being is on the inside, usually it's like Frankenstein's monster, like battles that inner demon.
Yeah, but it's like the only time you see that happen when Venom goes to that evil side is when he's teamed up with Carnage.
Yeah.
I think Carnage pushes that in Venom. Because Carnage is pure evil, man. Carnage is evil. He would kill. I mean, look, he killed his grandmother. He killed the foster home. Everybody in the foster home he was in. I mean, it's not funny, but Carnage is a bad guy. Is a bad dude. Like, he's one hell of a villain.
Now let me throw this out there too. Like, let's just go down the rabbit hole with the possibilities. So, Spider-Man is sort of the PG version of Deadpool in the Marvel universe. Deadpool's kind of patterned after Spider-Man in that he sort of breaks down the fourth wall and talks to the audience. That's not normally Spider-Man, but there are versions of Spider-Man, like in the cartoon series that's out right now, the Spider-Man show, where he's got the team of guys with him, like Nova and those guys. Ultimate Spider-Man, that's what it's called.
Right.
He does break down the fourth wall and talk to the audience, so they have used Spider-Man in that role. And I don't think they will go a full-blown comedy route for that as far as, like, in the movies. I don't think they want to go that way. But, I mean, if you think about how cool would it be that Spider-Man is that character that sort of winks at the camera and can pop up in all these different places, kind of like Deadpool does, where he sort of winks at the camera. But, you know, Deadpool is a Fox property. That's going to be a Ryan Reynolds movie. Again, you know, the X-Men properties being sold to Fox back in the 90s, it's a problem that Marvel has. They don't have control. And going even further, dude, I'm geeking out on you right now, but, like, this is why Marvel is pushing the Inhumans, because they don't have the rights to mutants. And so Marvel can't have X-Men stories because that's Fox. And so they're pushing the Inhumans hard, and they're going to replace the X-Men in the Marvel Universe in the movies and in the TV show, which is coming up on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know you don't watch it, but they have introduced the Inhumans, and that's going to be a big deal, man. It's going to affect the comic books. It's going to affect the X-Men property because Fox has control of it, and as long as they make successful movies with Deadpool, Wolverine, X-Men Apocalypse, Marvel's not going to get control of it again. It's just not going to happen.
See, that's the thing. I want to see how they're going to do X-Men Apocalypse. Are they going to have Gambit as a Fourth Horseman? Are they going to do the Fourth Horseman? Or what? Like, what are they going to do?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of X-Men, there's an article out right now. Hugh Jackman has weighed in on the Marvel and Sony deal because he's been someone who said in the past, I'd love to see Wolverine as part of the Avengers, because in the comics he is. And he is quoted as saying, this is off of IGN, let's give them credit. There's so many forces at play there, man, beyond what anybody would want. The thing I've always loved about the comic book world is how the fun thing was how a writer of a comic book could just pull all these characters together, and what became a Friday night discussion of, it would be cool to see Batman fight Wolverine, and bang, Monday morning they're working on it. That's an idealized world. And that's Hugh Jackman, the guy who plays Wolverine, saying, dude, I'd love to be in that. I'd love to be in the sandbox. I'd love it.
Like, can you imagine? Like, I can see it now, a Hulk versus Wolverine movie.
Oh, I mean, you and I were talking about this
That's
when
a
we were
nerdgasm,
streaming
right?
yesterday. I just rewatched Hulk versus on Netflix, and I love Hulk versus Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine. I love it. I love it.
See, people, what Hamby does there right there, that was a nerdgasm when he gasped like that. Can you imagine that? Like, Wolverine is part of the Avengers. The Avengers 2 initiative. So see, it's like 5 different teams of Avengers. And Wolverine, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Spider-Man, and
Daredevil.
I'm thinking of the Earth Mightiest Heroes. War Machine is a part of the second run of the Avengers. So, I mean, Wolverine's gonna be a Marvel character for a while because you can't kill him off. You can't kill him.
Well, they have killed him. Let's just put it out there. They have killed him currently in the comic books. But like everybody says, he's only dead for how long? It's just so they can tell other stories. When they kill a character, it's to take the character off the table so they can tell other stories and then bring that character back. That's all it is. You know what I mean? No one stays dead in comic books.
Yeah, we had this conversation the other day about Peter Parker.
Yeah. Miles Morales. Well, and they have already said, Sony has already said, they have already said we're continuing the adventures of Peter Parker, and sadly, I hate to report that someone's out of a job, but Andrew Garfield will no longer be Spider-Man. Wish him well in his future endeavors. I'm sure that guy's going to be fine.
So that's the thing. I've never seen Amazing Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man 2.
The first one is decent enough, but the second one,
Don't get me wrong. I like Spider-Man, but
don't get me wrong, I like Jamie Foxx. I wanted him to be good in Spider-Man 2, but overall, I thought the movie was kind of a mess.
Don't mind me, brother over here eating a sandwich. I'm hungry, but we still doing this. This is what you're going to get from me when you get the raw and uncut. But yeah, I wanted Jamie Foxx to. Electro. I like the way they did Electro, but it could have been better. Story for Electro could have been better. And it's like, the way they did Rhino, I didn't like it.
No, and I thought they wasted Paul Giamatti. I thought they wasted both Jamie Foxx and Paul Giamatti. They're brilliant actors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
See, the kid that's playing Torch in the new Fantastic Four, I would have loved to see him be the new Spider-Man.
As the Miles Morales?
Yes. The new, I would have loved to see him. And talk about certain people. I'm glad they're doing a Black Panther movie. Do I like the actor that they picked? No.
Oh, I do. But go ahead. Sorry.
He was good in the Jackie Robinson story. He was good in James Brown. But to be honest, I would have got Michael Jai White.
Okay.
Because he was Spawn. Even though Spawn is not really technically a Marvel character.
You know, I've never been a Michael Jai White character, but he's also locked up over at WB on Arrow. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he did Spawn, but little do you know, Spawn and Pitt and Wildcats. They were like the little brother of Marvel. They weren't officially Marvel characters, but they did do crossover with Marvel characters. Like there's a Hulk versus Pit issue. It's a couple. Let's just say they did crossovers.
Yeah.
And I would have picked Michael Jai White. Wesley Snipes, you can't double dip because Wesley Snipes. Well, you can do a double dip because look at Fantastic Four. The dude that plays Captain America was what? Human Torch.
Yeah.
But
Chris Evans.
I would say Wesley Snipes would be a dope Black Panther, but he did Blade, so it's like.
Well, you know what Black Panther could be? He could be T'Chunka. He could be T'Challa's father.
Yep.
I'm gonna go deep on you, son. I know my Black Panther. What's up?
Yeah, I agree. There's so many other people you could have picked. Lawrence Chestnut. I think he could have been a good Black Panther movie. Black Panther.
Well, you know, here's the thing you always have to remember too, with movies being run by corporations.
Right. You gotta go with who's hot right now. They want young
actors. That's it. You know what I mean? I wanted what's her face? When the X-Men movies were first coming out, I wanted Stella got a groove back. What's the actress's name?
Angela Bassett as Storm.
I wanted Angela Bassett as Storm. That was my yes. Make this happen. And you got Halle Berry, and then Halle Berry's been Storm until the latest movies, but now they're replacing Cyclops, Storm, and Jean Grey with younger actors. That's what they have to do in Hollywood. They have to.
Well, they're gonna do a Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Keep pushing it. Do a Black Panther 2 after that. See how it does.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can play off the Storm and Black Panther's storyline.
You know, don't sleep on Avengers Age of Ultron. I don't think they're going to have a new Spider-Man cast. I don't even think they'll have a Spider-Man costume ready, so I don't think you'll get any Spider-Man in Avengers Age of Ultron. But, let me just talk about Age of Ultron real quick.
Hollywood is tricky, so.
You're going to see Black Panther.
Yeah.
You're going to see
you might not
Black
see
Panther's
him in
villains.
You might not see him in a suit, but you will see Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther will be in Age of Ultron, guaranteed. I think it's happening. I am calling my shot right now. I don't think it's that big of a shot to call. And then on top of that, I think it's possible. There's enough time because the next Spider-Man movie is coming out in 2017. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, Captain America: Winter Soldier I think is coming out in 2017. So Spider-Man I think will be in that. I think he'll be. Or I don't know. Hold on. Shoot, let me look up Cap. No, don't worry about it. Whatever it is, 2017 there's going to be a Spider-Man, so they've got to cast him soon. I think there is enough time between now and Ant-Man coming out in the summer to get, if not Spider-Man the actor cast, to get the costume down, and you could possibly see an in-credit scene with Spider-Man, being teased a little bit for the next Marvel movie or whatever. I mean, you can't do it for Age of Ultron, but you've got Ant-Man, and Ant-Man needs some love. I wouldn't put it past him.
A lot of people
great at the hype. They're great at it.
A lot of people are not hyped about the Ant-Man movie.
Nope, not at all, dude. That trailer was not very encouraging, and no offense to the older actor that's in it. What's his name? I'm blanking today. Anyway, I should have my IMDb just up and running. He was at Comic-Con, and he just sort of seemed out of touch. And with Edgar Wright being removed from the project and the script, and there's a lot. Ant-Man has a lot to prove. That is true.
Right as of right now, they do not have a Ultimate Spider-Man reboot in 2017. Untitled Spider-Man. So it's going to be a reboot. It's going to be another reboot of Spider-Man.
Yeah, July 28th, 2017 is when the Spider-Man movie is coming out, but he will be introduced in a Marvel movie before that. So you're looking at 2016, 2015, something like that.
He might be wired up in Avengers of Infinity War with Thanos.
Maybe. Here's the fun thing for me, is them saying that Marvel characters can now be in Spider-Man movies. That means possibly like the Netflix stuff with Daredevil and Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. Maybe those guys will appear in a Spider-Man movie.
Because
Why not the street level heroes?
Captain America Civil War comes out next year, along with Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse, Gambit, and Doctor Strange. Gambit has his own movie. Yeah. They giving Gambit his own movie.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be Taylor Lautner, whatever that guy's name is.
Yes, Ant-Man needs some love, but I would have introduced him as a Avenger, because he is the original Avenger. I give him that, but giving him his own movie, being that his background, if you read the old comics, you know how Ant-Man is, and you heard him.
Well, they're not even introducing Hank Pym as Ant-Man. It's a legacy. You know what I mean? So,
you know, I would have been happy if they would have just did Yellow Jacket.
They are doing him in the movie. They've released that. Let's see. Corey Stoll is playing Yellow Jacket. It's actually in the credits on IMDb. Who was I thinking of?
So I'm wondering.
Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. That's right. Michael Douglas at Comic-Con just sort of came off as like deer in the headlights, man. Like he didn't, their big joke at Comic-Con last year was that they broke his Comic-Con cherry, and he looks out at the crowd like a dirty old man and said, "I probably popped a lot of cherries in my day." Shit.
Oh, so he's Hank Pym instead.
Yeah, he's Hank, and then Paul Rudd is playing Scott Lang, who in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, you can find on Netflix. Sketch and I are both huge fans of the series. He is the character that steals the ambient suit from Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. You know, I was watching an episode the other day, and I never knew they put Wonder Man in the cartoon. Like, I never knew it was Wonder Man until I watched the episode of Comic Book Men when Mike Zapsik lost his whole comic book collection to Hurricane, whatever hurricane was that swept New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like, he lost his whole, and they went and did a commission piece of Wonder Man by Mike Rosetta. So,
holy crap, man. I'm reading the news stories right now. I just saw, you and I are big Minecrafters. We're playing Minecraft as we're talking. Star Wars Rebels content pack brings 23 new skins to Minecraft on the Xbox One and Xbox 360. So you can get Star Wars skins on Minecraft on the Xbox. Gosh darn it, PlayStation.
They need to start bringing out the PlayStation.
Come on, PlayStation.
Since Sony owns so much of fucking Marvel stuff, we should have some Marvel skins, man. Can you imagine having a texture pack of Marvel World?
I mean, we don't have Mass Effect. We don't have Doctor Who. Can we get some PlayStation? Can we get some love, man?
Shit, we got fucking Skyrim.
I know Microsoft bought out Mojang. I get it, but like, can we get some love, Sony? Can we get some love?
Shit, we got fucking Skyrim and a whole bunch of bullshit. But
I dig my Spelunky skin. I like the game Spelunky. It's hard as hell, but I do dig the sort of Indiana Jones vibe I have when I play with my character. But can I get some Star Wars or Doctor Who or Mass Effect? Can I get all three? Can I play as Yoda and move blocks, please? Can I?
You keep all those. Give me Star Wars, give me Transformers, and give me Avengers, and I'll be happy.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be happy. Like we saying, I wonder how that Deadpool movie gonna make out.
I mean, the script is online. You can read the script. I chose not to so I could avoid spoilers. Ryan Reynolds is pretty stoked on it. There's a lot of buzz for it. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what it looks like.
I mean,
you know
that's
I'll
another
wait
thing.
to see attitude from it.
That's another thing Sony does. I mean, not Sony, but
Fox.
Marvel does. They're double dipping on characters again.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was in Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
He was in the Wolverine movie.
It's terrible.
He played Deadpool.
A shitty Deadpool, right?
But his attitude and the way he acts and Blade Trinity made me, from that day point on, I was like, he should play Deadpool.
Yeah, that's why everyone's been wanting Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool for like 10 years. Seriously.
I mean, I thought he killed his career with that Green Lantern movie.
Yeah.
Actually, it was horrible.
Horrible. He said in a recent interview they didn't have a script on set. They didn't have a script to work from. That was the big problem with the movie, is that Warner Brothers wanted to put a Green Lantern movie out there, and they sort of just ran with it. Well, it shows. You know what I'm saying? Like Marvel. When I went back to college in 2000s, I did a whole paper on Marvel because they had started their production company to make movies, and I was writing about how this is big, huge news because they're doing it the right way. They're keeping a strict budget. They're getting people when they're young and locking them up on long contracts. They're using corporate synergy for their brands, and then of course Disney buys out Marvel, and the success of the Avengers proves that everything that I was saying. I mean, they did Iron Man, they did the Hulk, they did Iron Man 2, they did Captain America, they did Thor, they did Thor 2, they did Captain America 2, they did Iron Man 3. Like, everything ties in some way or form so that if you watch all those movies, you really get a big sense of a bigger world and a bigger universe. And they're just doing it the right way. And that's hard to do in this day and age. But, Kevin Feige, man, let's hope he never passes away, because that dude has got a good head on his shoulders, and he's really savvy, and he knows how to keep the heart of the character alive. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different version, but it's still Cap. Like, Chris Evans does actually a great job as Cap in Avengers, especially. Playing off the others, he's great. And especially in Captain America the Winter Soldier. I've watched that movie probably 10 times. That movie's fantastic.
I have not watched it yet.
When he's on the elevator, and it's obvious that, it's an ambush, and he's looking around, and he's sizing everybody up, and he sees the one dude sweating, and you can see the other guys doing fake conversation, and he looks around at everybody, he goes, "Before we get started, does anybody want to get out?" Yes! Yes! That's a badass right there. And he is, man.
Nah, I don't think he is.
Ah!
We're going to have this argument every time, so.
I know.
Captain America is nobody that just got a needle with some super serum that made him super strong, and he doesn't age. And all he do is kick people's ass with a shield.
I think Cap's biggest strength is his heart.
I give him that. But
like, when I was growing up, my best friend was a huge Captain America fan, and he had all the Captain America comic books, and it was great because I got to read long stretches of Cap comics. I had another buddy that was an X-Men fan, and I got to read huge, issue 100 to 150. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's huge. Being able to read a huge chunk out of a series, you really, get a vibe for it. So I read a lot of Captain America comics, and I was never a Cap fan. I was always like, how the fuck's my buddy John reading Cap, dude? But over the years, different iterations of him, like the Ultimate Universe Cap, who was kind of a dick and gave me a different perspective. And then the more modern versions of Cap that writers have been able to write, where, he's not gung-ho, America's always great. He questions authority. He questions, the corporate takeover of American politics. Like, he's kind of the everyman in the sense that his heart is in the right place. That's the thing I love about Cap. I mean, we don't need to talk about Cap, but that's the thing I love about Cap. When he's
we're going to talk about Cap.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I am wearing a Captain America shirt, by the way.
Don't get me wrong.
I should explain that, I guess.
Don't get me wrong. He has his place in the Marvel Universe. Yeah. I'm just not a Cap fan.
I understand that.
As much as I'm a Shellhead fan, I did not like Iron Man 3.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. I dug it, but it was also a post-war film. You know what I mean? It was a film about PTSD.
See, it could have went many other ways with Iron Man 3.
Yep.
It could have went the storyline in the original cartoon, where Stan Lee used to introduce the cartoon and the song come on.
Hey, true believers, it's Uncle Stan here. Excelsior!
With the mustache moving and shit. But it could have went that way. It could have went with the real depressed Tony Stark. He started drinking a lot. I mean, he did do it. They did do the drinking and depressing.
They did that in the second movie.
But,
Devil in a Bottle was the storyline.
But they should have brought out Feng Feng who. Like, we haven't seen that motherfucker yet. They did the Mandarin in the third movie, but I didn't like the way they did the Mandarin.
Right, it was kind of a fade.
And it could have been better. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people kind of figured that they're writing off Iron Man. No, they're not writing off Iron Man. They just have other projects that Iron Man is going to be in. Iron Man is not going to have an Iron Man 4 movie until they're done with Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, and in Infinity War. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be in a Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
The honest truth is, this is what's going to happen in my opinion. Honest truth, they can't afford RDJ. They can't keep paying Robert Downey Jr. So they are going to find a young up-and-coming actor who can play a young version of Tony Stark. That is what they want to do. It's what they have to do. And Robert Downey Jr. has already been on record saying that, like, you know, they can't keep paying him. It can't. He's like, you know, he's the franchise and all, but, like, Marvel as a company has to be bigger than Robert Downey Jr. And so, I mean, I don't want people to be surprised when there is a younger version of Tony Stark. Like, it's the comic books, you guys. You think he can't be part of a de-aging Ray or something?
My thing is, he has,
you know.
That's going to be a stupid move on their part because Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man.
Yeah, I know.
Don't think that his acting is just acting. That's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is sarcastic. He's funny. That's him. That's been him since his whole acting career. He loves the woman. He loves the booze.
Yeah.
That's just him. That's why he plays Iron Man so fucking well.
I'm just saying, though, from a business point of view,
yeah,
it's already a problem because his contract is... That's the thing that Marvel was savvy about, was locking people up to long-term picture deals. Like old-school Hollywood, you know, they signed Robert Downey Jr. to like a 10-picture deal. Well, his 10 pictures are almost up. Same with Samuel L. Jackson. Same with Chris Evans and those guys. What's going to happen is Avengers Infinity War is probably going to be a new set of Avengers. You're going to have Black Panther. You're going to have Captain Marvel. You may have characters from Guardians of the Galaxy. You may have Spider-Man now.
So where the fuck is Nova? Why didn't they bring Nova in yet? Or was Nova in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
No, Nova wasn't in Guardians. I know you haven't seen yet. Nova wasn't in Guardians, but I think... I don't know, honestly. They don't have plans to do a Nova movie yet, obviously. They actually have a huge Phase 3 plan. I did do a YouTube video, not self-promote myself. I did do a YouTube video when Marvel announced it back in October. You know, they have Black Panther and Guardians 2 and Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2 and Cap Civil War. And I'm actually really looking forward to Captain Marvel. And Marvel was actually talking this week about Angelina Jolie coming in to direct it. I don't know if I want to see Angelina Jolie direct Captain Marvel, but I do want to see Captain Marvel movie, and I want to see it be badass.
So do you think... let's see. So do you think they're going to go the comic book way and make Falcon the new Cap?
Maybe.
I
mean, that's kind of why Marvel workshops ideas. That's kind of why Marvel does some of that stuff in the comic books. The success of Anthony Mackie as an actor, as Falcon, led Marvel to want to possibly do, Falcon Cap. Not necessarily. Maybe that wasn't the entire reason, but, Falcon's been a big sidekick, partner, friend of Cap's for many, many years in the comics. They have to go that way to survive.
Let's get this right, ladies and gentlemen. Falcon was the first African-American sidekick in comic book history. Nerdgasm. But, did they kill off Bucky and the Winter Soldier?
No.
In
fact, he's coming back as well. That character will be back. because the actor is signed up to a couple of pictures. So I mean, you know, that's the thing. Yeah, I always look at it from a business sense as well as a story standpoint. Like, you know, business wise, this is what they've got. Financially, this is what they've got. So
Samuel, like, who the fuck gonna play Nick Fury? Because that's who I see as Nick Fury. Nick Fury is Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah, they have a younger version of a black guy playing Nick Fury in the comic books. They'll find. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, you have to understand reality-wise that, you know, RDJ won't be Iron Man forever.
I don't
you know what I'm saying?
You're breaking my heart.
I know, but it's a reality of a pragmatic fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a fanboy that's very pragmatic. I'm very realistic about it. I understand the corporate world. I understand what they have to do financially and how they have to survive. I mean, you know, I mean, think of Mickey Mouse. He hasn't always had the same voice actor.
Not to cut you off, and we're gonna pick back up on the mouse in the next video. But yeah, YouTube, this is it for me and Hamby. This is part 4 of Minecraft Survival Island. Our rules, our way.
Holla.
Check us both out at Twitch, twitch.tv/Autobot and then twitch.tv/HambyPlaysGames. I'll also have his link to his YouTube in the description below. And till next time, be nerdy, my friend. Peace out.